that they have hip height and that they pull back on the bar a little bit so that they can have a beautiful backswing that they can do something directly out of. All right? So a Lewin is the same skill with a half twist. And this is real early when we were starting to work on this a couple years ago. But we really try and get it up off the rail. And in the beginning, I teach a very late turn. I gave her a little boost on that one. All right, so here is, I don't know, maybe a year later. And these are the drills that I use for the Lewin. It's a very easy skill if their Maloney is good. So what I'm having her do is do such a large Maloney that she's got her forearms on the bar. Because now I know I have room to put a twist in. So it's got to be big and it's got to be between the rail. I'm just going to run that back. So way up. She's got more than she needs here. And then I have them grab the rail and do a late turn. I want this late because they always tend to go earlier and earlier. And then I have them catch mixed grip, so they get a quarter turn out of it. I'll show this from a different angle. You can see it real clearly here. So it's off the rail, very slight turn, quarter turn looking at the bar. Well, now if I just get the other hand turn, I'm there. I've got the skill. This one's a little early, but I like the position. So she missed it. And let's see. This is a little later. I'll slow it down for that portion of it. Great way to get yourself turned around. And a great way from the same family to pick up another nice, another E, actually. This is an E. All right, so I would just teach those at the same time. If the Maloney is good, just add on to it. Okay, the Ray is the same skill.
Steve, can I interrupt you real quick?
Yeah.
There's a question, and I'm not sure what it's in reference. They might be able to send more, but they said, you mentioned it was a year later. Every athlete is different. How long do you plan on developing a transfer or a major?
It's purely individual. You know, I've had kids learn it in just a few weeks, and I've had kids take a year. It's just based on the athlete. Yeah, and you know, if you know your athletes, you know that they grow and they change, and there are little periods like what I would call a critical learning period where everything's good. They're very stable. They're not growing. They have good feel. They have good awareness. And that's when we really go up, and because you know that they're gonna level out again. So you just kind of have to pay attention, but it's purely individual. I think later in this video I show an athlete, and I give a 9-week time frame, and it took her 9 weeks to get this. So this one is more straight up and down. It's still based on the hop handstand we did. Right? It's got a little stronger kick freeze. It's a little bit earlier in front of the bar because I want her hips to be over the rail on this one. I'm not going to go to another rail, so it's going to be earlier. It's not going to be so late. So here's an exaggeration of the right thing. Really early in front, lots of rotation. Again, focus on the rotation. Don't focus on the sit-up in the beginning. The sit-up is just like icing on the cake. I tried not to spot much in this video because of COVID, but a little bit. I'm fine, just to show you. And Kathy learned this in a pike. You can see it's in front of the rail. Her hip is over the rail. And when she snaps the pike, her hips move backwards. Okay? Jaeger's a very similar skill. Woo. All right. So here we go for the question. This is a nine-week time period for this. You see she's got a porta-pit underneath her. Right, and May got it without a lot of spot. She just had the awareness to do it. One of the athletes I showed earlier, Caitlin, got it with, again, I spotted her once or twice. So now you can see the mat's a bit lower, right? She knows where she's at. I'm starting to really trust her. And now we're down to a couple 8 inchers. Allowing her more swing, and the mat comes out. And so it's just a process, and they have to be really, comfortable and see it. We played with timers for this with this athlete, and she learned this in about 2 weeks, right? Because she's got a lot of background in circling and releasing. You can see it's a bit forward. Right, really nice to put a pack out of that or something of that nature. And that's what we want. We want things we can start to put together. Here's the same thing at a pike position.